Hello, my name is Lynda Brown, and welcome to Meet the Candidates. It's my pleasure to bring this one-to-one question and answer forum to you. You know, in speaking with people around town, it's come to my attention that sometimes folks don't really know who might be running for a particular office, or even at times who's representing them presently. So this is one way for residents to get to know who's running for what office and to get to know a little bit more about the candidate and the issues that are important to them. I'll be asking local candidates questions that are pertinent to the office that they're seeking. They'll be about different issues facing the city and getting their responses and what they would do to either change or build on these issues. Now, notices inviting candidates to join in on this forum were sent out to all who are running. The ones that you'll be seeing in the interviews are candidates that responded. However, before I start, I'd like to take this opportunity to say a big thank you to HC Media for opening their studio to me, along with the help of their wonderful staff and equipment. So much goes into be able to do something like this, and I appreciate it so much. They are one of Haverhill's gems. So, we're going to get started with our first candidate. I am sitting here with Mary Ellen Daly O'Brien, our wonderful city council. How are you?
Thank you, Lynda, and thank you for having this program. I hope people watch it.
I think they will. You know, we keep it short
Yep.
and concise so we can put it online.
It was a great idea. Wonderful.
I'm
Thank you for
thrilled.
having us.
You know, well, you should be here. You should be here. Why not? You know, we love you.
Well,
Haverhill.
thank you,
We
Lynda.
love you. So tell me, why are you running?
Well, I think we touched on it a little bit when we were talking personally. I think it's really important for women to stay involved, and it's very, it can be discouraging at times. And whenever I speak to groups of young women, I'm always encouraging them. I really think there is an advocacy part of me, maybe because I'm a nurse, that I'm trying to get young women to consider it as something they can do. That it starts in your community, and that's where you can make a difference.
Absolutely.
Many, many times people said to me, why don't you try to do this and why don't you try to do that? But because I was a nurse, and that is my professional career, and I wanted to continue with that, working at the city level worked for me.
It works for what you have in your personal life and things like that, yes.
Yeah. And I had 4 children that were growing up, and a husband for most of my tenure traveled quite a bit for his work.
That makes a huge difference.
So being in Haverhill was good, and it gave me an avenue to support my community.
Absolutely. Well, it's wonderful. You know, you have so much energy all the time, and it's like, where does it come from? Where
The
does
people
this
I
come
work
from?
with say the same thing.
Telling
You mean you're leaving here and going to a meeting
Exactly,
at City Hall? And I said, yeah, and I got to get to Haverhill by 7.
Exactly. Geez, to be here. So let's talk a little bit about. I've asked a couple of the councilors. What is your opinion on the like other cities who have been kind of going for maybe switching from at-large councilors to the ward council?
I think it's time.
You think it's time? Okay.
And I think the way that I think might be a nice mechanism is, as suggested by my fellow councilor Masick, that we do a chart review.
Absolutely.
And I think that would be the most productive way to do it. The thing you fear, and we do see it in some other communities, is it becomes that you can get into these little polarizing groups.
Okay.
And that's where
you mean because they're only representing such
and
a
you're
small
and you're
town,
bargaining all the time with each other.
Right? I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
So you have to have, I think, a sense of maturity about that. Now, I feel blessed. I have worked with some of the best counselors. I can't, really 95% of the people I have served with have been absolutely wonderful people and care about this city. I don't think that the people that don't stick and last more than one term, that's why.
That's why, yeah.
You know, you
Okay.
can't become a one issue, or you can't get tied to just one thing. You have to look at the city as a whole. Now, that's your challenge when you're at large. But the combination of the two is what the magic is.
That
So
is the
that's what we
option.
got to find out is by doing the chart review and looking at all the aspects of our charter. It hasn't been looked at in so many years, and it's like we're doing the master plan now.
Right, exactly. Right.
And that's, again, something else that pertains to the growth of our city. We're a different place.
Well, that's why I think master plans used to be sometimes like 25 years, and now it's gone down to like 10 or 15 years.
Right.
And they're even thinking about doing that,
Well,
right?
the last time they did it, they didn't even have half the technology we have now.
Oh,
So it's like a whole new world. It's a whole new world, but it's been exciting, and I love the group. I know you're part of it.
I love it.
We are such a dynamic group of people on that committee.
And we have such a great mix of
A
people
really
on
nice
that
mix.
committee.
All different parts of the city, I think, are being represented.
They are.
And I think Bill Pillsbury has done a phenomenal job of bringing us all together. He keeps us on task. It's the best meeting I go to.
It's a fun meeting because you're getting in something on the root, on the base, and I think that's what's the fun part about it. So let's talk a little bit about the downtown, because we have a great downtown. It's busy, it's vibrant, and things like that. But we also know we have some other areas of the city, different neighborhoods that need our attention too. So how do you, as a city council woman, right, balance that between what we do?
I don't think different sections of the city should be in competition with each other. And I have felt like that throughout my time on city council. I realize that we can only do one thing at a time, if you will, because you have to make the plan and prioritize and then execute. And that could be getting funding. It might be getting the state involved. It took us 6 years to build that one garage downtown. And we really need 2 more really good size parking additions. I'm not sure what will be the balance, and I hope to work with our delegation on Beacon Hill to see what we can do to add to our parking, because we've added more residences. We still want to have the businesses downtown. You want to be able to come in from all these different neighborhoods and enjoy downtown.
Of course.
But on the other hand, the other neighborhoods, I see already a change. And I think some of the programs that have started in Haverhill, the ministries and UTO and things like that, have really made a difference.
They have.
Whatever we can do from the city side to support that, I think we're there. We try to do our best to support the schools, whether it's, I am not on the school committee, but when the school committee and the mayor prioritize something and say, this is what we want to do, I have never seen the city council say, no, we are not going to do that. But we're not elected to the school committee.
No, that's not your job.
But our
you
job
are very
is to support
supportive.
it.
You are very supportive.
We are very supportive, and we've never said no to anything that has to do with the schools and whatever we can do to facilitate that. And I think we feel the same way about the neighborhoods. It's not my top priority because I think of quality of life things. I wish we could do more in neighborhoods that had to do with city money, but I also realize there's the 3 top things that we have to concentrate on all the time are public safety, public health, and the school systems.
You have to.
Those are the 3 real big.
But it's a reality, though. It's a reality, right? We have in the Highlands, we have our neighborhood group, and if we can encourage more people to get in different areas to get involved, it does help, doesn't it?
It does help.
It really does.
But I don't know what's wrong. People say they don't know about things that are happening in Haverhill. And one of the things, I read an article recently in the Globe, is it because we've lost real community newspapers? Wow. Real community newspapers. The Gazette now is just a rehash of things that we've already seen in the Eagle Tribune. And the Eagle Tribune has got a lot of articles in it that are really being written by AP and other outlets.
That's right.
The local news is interpreted. It's not just delivered.
It's not like it used to be.
I don't need my news interpreted for me.
Just deliver.
Just deliver the facts. And that's why some of the rhetoric we hear about fake news is because of the sensationalism, enhancing different parts of the story to the advantage of selling your show or whatever.
It's all a business, right?
I think right now the best news is on WHAV.
Oh, they have great news.
And Tim Coco has done a marvelous job of keeping it really local. And I think that's There's no interpretation. He gives you the truth. He is at a lot of meetings.
Oh my God, he is unbelievable.
A lot of meetings, and I think he really brings that to his news program and what we get online and what you can get on his website.
Absolutely. So let's just we have one more question.
Okay.
You are so involved in so many things. How do we get people involved?
Well, I think that I touched on it just a little bit. How can we disseminate information? Number one, you have to have an interest. Now, I don't want to be so simplistic, but in this year of 2019 is 50 years from a lot of really important things happened in 1969.
Absolutely.
And those things that happened from 68, the assassinations of Martin Luther King and Bobby Kennedy.
Yeah.
Following year, we have the Man on the Moon, we have Woodstock.
So much.
We have all kinds of things
going on. The end of the
going
Vietnam
on.
War coming.
The Vietnam War is still raging.
Of course.
And then we're just pre-Watergate.
Right.
So I developed, those seeds were planted in me that I was interested.
Right.
And it was an interest that kept going all through my life. And when I went to college to be a nurse, I was the first nursing student to ever be on the debate team.
Wow.
I know, and that is an intense amount of reading. However, I was going to only go to college once, and I was going to have a good time, and I was going to do all the things that I ever wanted to do. So, but that, again, it made you read more.
Exactly, and be involved
And
more.
so how do you develop those interests? I think the idea of having civics is
that's
absolutely
huge.
Key. Because
It sure
you don't,
is.
if you don't know about it, you won't understand it. And even then, I can tell you, I still learn things about government every
Exactly.
week.
Well, you're not going to believe it. We are out of time.
I do believe
I
it, but
know.
it's so great that you
are-
did this.
Thank you so much. You're always
I
a
love
pleasure to
being a
talk
city
to.
councilor. I do. I love it.
Can anybody tell that she loves being a city
I
councilor?
do. I love it. I love
Well,
it. And
listen,
I want people to feel free to contact me anytime.
Good. And tell them how they can contact you.
Everything is on, of course, HCTV,
Right.
public TV.
Right.
You have my cell phone, which is my primary phone,
Right.
is available. I have a city email address and I have a personal email address that are available through public. You can
Okay.
Google.
Okay.
So that's the best way.
She's available, folks,
I'm
and
available.
she answers.
And I
Believe me,
do.
she
I do
answers.
answer.
Thank you so much
Thank
for coming, and you're
Thank
wonderful.
You again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
You are welcome.